Hey guys, welcome to the channel today. It is fig time, and this is a late Sunday afternoon. We just come home from church. This will be our second picking. We only got like one making of figs for one recipe, but on this video today, we're going to show you how many figs we get off this bush today, but then hopefully I will be able to get a video of how we make our fig preserves and all, but this is how we pick it. Let me show you, because our fig tree is so big. The guys, we've had to get the tractor and we lift Eric Ward. He's the only brave soul. Edie's sister. He's the only brave soul that is brave enough to get up there. We're all chicken. Well, Denise would get up there. Yeah. But because it's so huge, and you can see Denise standing there, how tall she is, and how tall that fig tree goes. And so we come home from church and we were like, oh, we got to get some figs. And so,
well, the heat index today was 106.
Yeah.
You can walk outside and instantly just pour sweat.
Yeah,
so
down here in the south.
in the south, you got to wait either early morning or late afternoon. And there was a shower that come through that dropped it and the humidity went down. So that has helped tremendously. And that's what we wait on.
Yeah.
All right, come in. Yeah, come in.
And so he's going up high. We have a bunch. You can see we have a bunch still green on, but there's a bunch that are, you can see they're brown right there. I'll show you what we've already got. But he's gonna get up high.
I'm not gonna fight to get that high.
We're walking in up on the underside. You can pull these down, but you have to be very careful with the limbs because they will crack. And so we don't want to lose any of our fig tree. But here's what we've picked so far. We've only been out here just a few minutes right here so far. You know the term, work smarter, not harder. That's what Daddy always said. And so we're trying to work smarter. You can't even, we tried a ladder. You can't even get a ladder up there to reach those two tops. So if you leave them on the tree too long, the birds will eat them. And so we have to get them off the tree pretty quickly.
It's gold.
What'd you say? It's gold.
All right, well, we ran out of light, but I think we pretty much got them done, and lightning was starting to rumble out there while I was up in that tree, and I was like, hoo hoo hoo.
Yeah.
But also on one of our newer fig trees, we got 3 ripe ones. There's probably 10, 12 more on there of white Marcel honey figs. So we're gonna actually taste them. Never tasted one before. But this is a turkey fig, and that's a white Marcel fig.
Yep.
So turkey fig, white Marcel. So honey fig, turkey fig is a, I can't remember the variety of fig that is. If it's a,
Jace can tell you.
Jace might be able to know that.
Or Randall.
Or Randall.
Just
Randall.
check Randall out
Fig
at
expert.
Flomaton Famous. He could tell you all about the figs.
But that's a very common fig people use around here. And
Yeah.
the white Marcel, you know, is we do know it's a honey fig, so it's going to have a different flavor than the turkey fig. But
Look at that bounty.
yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put them in the refrigerator and let them sit there, and we'll work on them when our jars come in. We don't have jars right now. We're supposed to have jars in tomorrow. Yeah. So, but we will be sure to share the recipes on how we do it and the different kinds of ways we do our
Do we
preserves.
peel this off or just
No.
eat it?
You can eat the peanut.
Okay, here we go. The honey fig.
Is it right?
Mm-hmm.
What you should do is like this right here, cut it in half.
Let me get right here.
They can see it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes. And it is a light, sweet flavor.
Let's show them the difference. So that's the honey fig there, and he's cutting up a
Turkey
look at
fig.
a turkey fig. Look at the pink in there. Okay.
Okay. So,
So
taste. Let Stumpy taste it.
That's
It is definitely, it's definitely a mild, sweet flavor.
put that little sponge rack right there.
almost tastes cucumber.
Yeah, I got that.
What's that flavor?
I don't know, but it's a light flavor.
may not be quite right.
Let's see.
That's what it tastes like to me. It's a little green.
Maybe that's it. And the darker, these are the darker ones of these are gonna be sweeter.
Right.
Right here. Yeah.
Yeah. And this has a lighter.
Yeah, these are.
But you can taste a different
Oh yeah.
flavor to it. But like Stumpy said, maybe it's not quite 100% ripe yet.
Yeah.
It's,
We're learning about those.
It's still sweet. It's just I don't know what that flavor. There's a flavor to it that I don't know. It's good though. Be curious.
I would be
It
curious to
does
see
have
if
a little-
how
when
much.
you taste it. It does taste like a little bit of honey in there. To me, like a. You don't like it?
Not quite right.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
No honey.
Ain't no honey to that. It's more cucumber
She don't like it.
I am very much a texture person. you you put it in some jelly and I might the
Yeah,
texture.
Really, the
It'd
texture
be much
bothers
better
you?
than jelly.
I'm more interested.
Yeah,
in
the
I'm more
there's no
interested
flavor.
in the flavor.
There's not the turkey. The brown turkeys have more flavor than that one, so that one might not be ripe enough.
Priceless.
But you can see the difference in the color and the size of
I
the.
bet this one's not ripe enough.
Boy, look at all the seeds in that little rascal.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to learn, and hopefully, as these get
If I'm not bad
riper,
mistaken,
we'll see. We'll let them stay on the
This
tree
is-
a little longer.
if I'm not bad mistaken, this is actually the bloom. The bloom is the inside of
But
the.
my fingers are.
of
Yeah,
it.
sticky.
You can see my fingers
I think
sticking
that's
together.
right.
That's sugar.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Sugar.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, guys, we have all of our figs. We were mulching what we had to put up in bags too. So we've got 2 recipes of figs here already mulched up. Now, what I've found is some people are looking for the old-fashioned fig recipe. But what we found is most of everybody enjoys us to mulch. I say mulch, blend up our figs extra fine, and they or puree them extra fine, and that makes an excellent fig spread that you can use in you could do a fig pie with it. You could do the fried fig pies and stuff like that. I have found I like that better, but we will be making some old-fashioned fig for those that prefer it. But for this particular, Mom's washing up the dishes since we're done. For this particular recipe, it calls for 6 cups of brown turkey figs. You trim the stems off, and it says for you to roughly chop them, but for us, we like to blend them and puree them pretty well. So we've got our 6 cups measured out. The next step of what we're going to do is we're going to add all of our ingredients together except for our Certo. So here are the ingredients you're going to add. You're going to add your 6 cups of figs. You're going to add 7 cups of sugar. You're going to add half a cup of water, a 1/4 cup of, you can use bottled lemon juice, I always have that on standby. This is optional because I don't always have lemons on hand, but a teaspoon of lemon zest, a teaspoon of butter. The recipe says margarine, but I don't use margarine, so it would be butter. That helps cut down. I don't know if you know that or not, but that helps cut down on the foaming in your jam. So for one recipe of any kind of jam that you're doing, you could add a teaspoon of butter to it. It doesn't affect the taste. It doesn't affect the setting of the jam or anything like that, but it does cut down on the foaming of your jam. You're going to take all of those ingredients that I just mentioned, and you're going to put them in a pot. And you're going to let them simmer for 30 minutes. I just noticed something about this recipe. It says let sit about 30 minutes, stirring occasionally in your sugar. I always let it simmer for 30 minutes. I'm going to try it this way and let it. Okay, so for this recipe and what we've been doing, we've misread it. I might have to try it this way and see if it happens, but it tells you to roughly cut your figs into fourths. We pureed ours. So, and then you're going to cover it in sugar. You're going to have your lemon juice in there. You're going to have your lemon zest, if you have lemon zest, and your water and your margarine. You're going to put it all, and you're going to let it sit for 30 minutes. And you're just going to come in and stir it frequently with the sugar. Get it mixed up with the sugar. And then you want to heat your jars and your lids. And then in a saucepan, you want to bring this recipe up to a boil and let it boil for 10 minutes. And once it's boiled for 10 minutes, like a hard boil, you're going to add your packet of, I use liquid pectin, but and that's what this recipe calls for. I don't know how the powdered pectin would work, but you're going to add your pectin to it. If you use powdered pectin in this recipe and it works, let me know. I'd love to know. I just prefer liquid pectin over powdered pectin. It just seems to set with me. So after your 10-minute boil, you're going to add your liquid pectin. You're going to continue stirring this until all the ingredients come to a full boil again. And then stop stirring it and let it boil for exactly 1 minute. And once it's boiled for 1 minute, then you can remove that pot from the burner and start ladling your fig jam into your hot jars. And after you fill your jars up to a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 inch headspace, you're going to finger tight your lids and let them process in a hot water bath for 20 minutes. So I'm going to come back to you after 30 minutes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let this sit in the sugar, the lemon juice, the water, and all for 30 minutes. And then we're going to come back and we're going to get it to a rolling boil in the pot, and we're going to process it in jars. So y'all stay with me. Okay guys, it's been 30 minutes. What I've done is just the ones that I was going to put these in the freezer and decided that I would just go ahead and do this recipe today. So what I've done is I just added the sugar and the lemon juice and the 1/2 cup of water to this bag, and I've just been tossing it and letting it sit. It has sat for 30 minutes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the pot. I'm going to go ahead and add my butter there and get it going. And then I'm going to show you what I do to make it a raspberry flavor. So let's get this going right here. I've got my lids getting warm here. I've got my jars in the oven. I put my jars in the oven at 170 after they've been washed, and that keeps them warm and sterile before I use them. So I've got jars in there. I'm just going to dump this in this pot here. Now there are some figs in here that didn't mulch up very good, but it's going to cook down a little bit, and I'll probably mash it with a potato peeler, with a potato masher. But this has been sitting for 30 minutes, probably a little longer than 30 minutes. But I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to turn this on and let this start heating up to a boil. When it comes to a rolling boil, I'm going to let it boil for 10 minutes. And then we'll move on to the next step. But let this heat up and come to a boil. Okay, here's the secret to making raspberry fig preserves. Like I said before, we blend our figs, and then if we want just plain fig, then we follow this recipe. And once they've boiled 10 minutes, we would just jar them up in regular figs. But what I'm going to do is, this is what we use. I go and get sugar-free Jell-O, and we use it, just the small packs of that. And the reason I use sugar-free is because we've already added sugar to this. I don't want to add any more sugar. So, and I know that there's probably recipes for a more natural way, and I know I'm probably going to have some people go, and you realize you're adding red dye to your jelly. Yes, I am. This is a quick way. This is a way that we've enjoyed it. Raspberries are not readily available to us here on the farm. Plus, you know, it adds up in your costs. This is a cheaper way, because we're going to have the figs on the farm, and we always have sugar and the other stuff. So we buy the sugar-free raspberry Jell-O, and we just add that pack to the figs. This actually is probably Denise's son, Caleb, and Denise's Eric, their favorite jam is raspberry fig. The tartness of the raspberry and the sweetness of the fig just does a good blend, and all. So we do the same with strawberry. We'll buy sugar-free strawberry Jell-O, add it to the recipe, and a lot of times that's how I get my grandson to eat strawberry jam. He doesn't know that it's really strawberry fig jam. But let me show you the color that it turns. It turns it a beautiful red. There's still some figs in there that are whole, but that's okay. It's okay, but for the most part it's blended, so it's a nice little raspberry red there for the jam. But we're going to bring this to a boil. Once it's done boiling, I don't want my jars to boil. It's not important for your jars, your lids to boil. You just want to get them warm. You don't want them in boiling water. So this has gotten a little too hot, so I'm just going to turn it way down. I'll let it go. But this is going. I'm going to turn this up. Let this come to a boil. Okay, this has been boiling almost. We got about a minute before our 10 minutes up of a full rolling bowl. I almost forgot it on the stove. They said, "What's cooking over there?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, my figs." But I left some chunks in here because some people like it like that. But in just about 30 seconds, we're going to add our pectin. And I'm going to stir it until it gets back up to a rolling boil. And then we're going to stop stirring it, let it sit for a minute, boil for a minute, and then we're going to be ready to jar. It's pretty. It's really pretty. And then we're going to get ready to jar it up. But we'll see how many jars we get. But Caleb loves this. It's good. The tartness of the raspberry and all, the sweetness of the fig is a good combination, good blend. Okay, add this pectin, liquid pectin, to this. I'll stir in that liquid pectin. And you know, the Jello has some gelatin in it, you know, to help it gel up as well. So it's gonna help. But we're gonna let this come back up to a boil for 1 minute, and then we're gonna be ready to jar it. Okay, now we're done. I've removed my pot from the eye. Cancel that, and I can cancel that because I'm going to get these out. I'll get a few out at a time. My funnel. Turn this way. I'm curious. I hope I have enough jars out. Okay, so you want to make sure that you wipe these rims, all the rims here, even on the sides. You want to make sure that there's no sticky, because that will keep your lids from sealing. And so I always go around. You can use vinegar on your rims here. And the reason some people would use the vinegar here would be so that it wouldn't cause the lid to rust. So, and I'll remind you again that we are affiliated with Forjars. So I am using their lids. I have found and that they have sealed best for me. I don't have near the problems of my jars buckling or not sealing with Forjars. So I'm going to get my Forjar lids put on my jars, and then I'll tighten them down real good and get all the excess water off. And then after we do this, we're going to finger tight the rims on and can it for 10 minutes. That is so hot. But can you see that pretty red? I don't know if you can or not. I'll get it in the light. You can definitely see it here, how pretty that is. So I'll have to show you in a minute. Okay, I got the canner going. I got my jars in the canner. I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I ended up with 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah. I ended up with 10 jars of raspberry fig. For a water bath, you want to cover your jars, and I usually just use my finger as an example, at least to that first joint of water to cover the lids. The lids are finger tight. I'm going to put them in here. Now this particular recipe calls for us to can it for 20 minutes. I will follow the recipe because I wanted to see if it changed, if it did any different. Because what we were doing before was we were letting it simmer for 30 minutes and then bringing it to a boil and adding everything else. So we'll see how this turns out as compared to how we were doing it before. Also, I think I could probably, I might try rough cutting them and do them that way once and see, rather than puree them and see. But we'll see if we have enough figs for me to play around like that. But once this comes to a rolling boil, I'll set my timer for 20 minutes, let it go. And once it's done, I'll pull them out and put them on a canning mat and let them cool. And then we'll show you that when they come out. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, it's ready. That does it for today's video. Thank you for joining us today. 10 jars of beautiful raspberry fig jelly. Like I said, you can use sugar-free strawberry jello and make a fig. I've even done some peach as well if you want just some change on your fig jams. But there it is for figs this year. We appreciate you watching our channel. I hope you enjoy your figs this year and some of the recipes that we shared. Remember, as Stumpy always says, a simple life is a much more enjoyable life. We'll see you on the next video. God bless you guys.